Now at 6, it's starting to feel like the 90s again. The Newton County, Missouri Health Department offers tips on preventing heat illness. Plus how a Pitt State professor is leading the charge in tick research in the 4 states. And how the United Way of Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas is bringing together area businesses and volunteers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some Joplin families are without a home after an apartment fire, which authorities say a child caused it. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Jalen Banks. Authorities responded to the fire around 6:30 this morning at the Michigan Place Apartments at 1502 South Michigan Avenue. The fire was in one apartment, which crews distinguished quickly. Authorities say a child playing with a lighter caught a mattress on fire. No one was injured, and no word yet on how many families were affected. Summer officially kicked off Wednesday, and in the 4 states that means it's going to get really hot. It's important to make sure we keep ourselves hydrated and healthy. Besides drinking enough water, specialists advise applying sunscreen and seeking shade when outside. For adults, while it may sound tempting to drink a beer or a cocktail, they might not help you as expected.
If you drink sugary drinks or alcohol, that will actually make dehydration worse. So you want to make sure that you're hydrated with plenty of good water.
Not only what you drink, but also what you wear can help keep yourself cool during the summer. Light colored and lightweight clothing is a good option for hot days. Another important hint, pay attention to the heat index and monitor the forecast. And speaking of which, meteorologist Sam Lane joins us with the first look of the weather.
That's right, Jalen. We have a hot forecast in store for our area, but right now we're looking at radar off towards the west, seeing lots of severe weather lined up along the Kansas-Colorado border. Tornado warning in southeastern Colorado right now. Other severe storms from Amarillo down towards Lubbock. Unfortunately, all the rain is staying down towards the south away from us. And as we head through the weekend, the UV index tomorrow is going to be on the extreme side. So definitely be aware of that with the burn time less than 10 minutes outside. So make sure you have the hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, find the shade, and limit your time outdoors. If you're heading out to the lakes, which is a perfect option to stay cool, Grand Lake right now is right at normal. And over at Table Rock, we're looking at levels around 1.5 feet above normal. And in Stockton, we're looking at about the same, 1.59 feet above normal. So it looks like a great weekend to go out on the lake. And looking down the lane, we have those weekend storm chances, and then summer-like heat builds in, and I'll tell you more about that in just a little while.
All right, we'll see you then. If you see someone looking for ticks in a local park, don't be alarmed. One Pitt State professor is working to learn more about the insect. Jasmine Knight has the story.
It all started 7 years ago. Dr. Anurada Ghosh spearheaded a research project that involved ticks. Her goal was to determine what species are in the 4 states area and what diseases they carry.
This is kind of hotspot because of the temperature and humidity. All those things makes this spot favorable for tick activity. So the main goal is to make the people here aware.
Since 2009, experts recorded over 60 cases of heartland disease in the Missouri and Kansas area. Symptoms of tick-borne illnesses include fever, rash, aches, or pains.
The viral tick disease symptoms, they overlap with other viral diseases, so it's hard to detect. So people don't go to the physicians when they are exposed immediately. If you have an immediate treatment, then they are all curable.
Even though Ghosh spearheads the research, nothing would be complete without the help of her research students. For the students, this project is very immersive.
I was pointed in the direction of Dr. Ghosh, and this was, as Braden said, a really all-encompassing project that you do stuff in the field as well as the lab and get to work with a lot of different things.
Students can conduct research in the lab or in the field. Both require a high level of supervision.
We've used flagging and dragging, where we use a cloth to get ticks off the edge of grass blades. And we've also done dry ice traps, where we've placed a piece of cardboard on the ground, as well as we put dry ice there, which releases carbon dioxide, and that simulates like a human breathing.
As far as tick prevention, Ghosh advises to wear long, light-colored clothing, bug spray, and avoid high grassy areas. So whether if you're out exploring the wilderness or just at the park with your kids, remember to protect yourself from ticks. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
Once you come inside, be sure to check your body for ticks and shower. Caney, Kansas is home to lions, tigers, and you guessed it, bears. But thankfully, they're in the local safari. Tom Harvey has been building the Safari Zoological Park since 1989. Harvey and his family built the safari themselves with little help. Their next project is expanding the safari from 6 acres to 10.
It's frustrating sometimes because you don't get to build something the way you'd like to build it because it's going to cost too much. But with the way we do it, we just do it ourselves and may not know exactly how to do it, but I might know somebody that does and ask a lot of questions, watch some YouTube possibly, and go give it a good shot.
The Safari Zoological Park in Caney has been featured on Animal Planet, NBC's Today Morning Show, and more. Still ahead, how area businesses and volunteers are getting together to make an impact in their communities. Plus, how some photography professionals are helping folks in Southeast Kansas refine their photography skills. The United Way of Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas is bringing the community together. It's hosting its annual Day of Action, the largest day of volunteer service in the region with more than 100 volunteers. KOAM Shagun Bamdali has more.
Day of Action is a community event where the United Way of Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas teams up with employees of area businesses to pitch in and help local non-profit organizations complete various projects. This year, they teamed up with Commerce Bank and the Ronald McDonald House.
These employees from Commerce are helping us with some deep cleaning projects. Everybody has, that spring cleaning that they want to do at your house, but it takes a lot of work. Well, here at Ronald McDonald House, when we have groups like this, we can get a major amount of work done in a short amount of time.
The volunteers did everything from yard work to washing fences.
So we have had these wonderful volunteers outside doing some wonderful landscaping, helping with pulling weeds, doing some cleaning of our playground equipment, our fence. Now then, we're moving inside. We've got them doing deep cleaning of our guest suites.
Volunteers expressed gratitude for being part of the community project because it was more than just work to them.
And it's such a blessing to have groups and organizations volunteer their time to come in and do the more challenging chores that need to be done on a regular basis.
Creates a sense of connection. It's very easy for us all to get wrapped up in our everyday lives and stay focused just there, but this is a way that we can come out into the community, do real work with organizations that are doing that work every day and have that sense of connection and make us want to come back and do more.
In Joplin, Shagun Bamdale, KOM News.
More than 15 people volunteered to clean the Ronald McDonald House of the 4 states. Some photography enthusiasts in Fort Scott, Kansas got the chance to refine their skills. Associate Professor Shree with Kansas State and professional photographer Veretta Kobler hosted a free workshop for those of all skill levels. It taught photographers how to use film, digital, and phone cameras to take better photos. The workshop was at the Gordon Parks Museum. There will be more workshops on July 7th and August 11th from 10 a.m. to noon. A little later, the Midwest Mustangs are back on the field hoping to claim their spot in the Connie Mack World Series.
And we're tracking storms on radar, and we'll let you know what to expect for the weekend and also next week with the building heat dome when we come back. Well, we started summer this week, and it certainly felt like summer out there this afternoon. We did have a few isolated showers develop, but first let's take a look outside at Seneca, Missouri this morning at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Just a few clouds this morning and then mostly fair through mid-morning. And then the clouds started to develop with those showers and thunderstorms in the area, and now we're left with just some high, thin cirrus clouds off in the distance. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty fair evening out there. 90 is what we made it up to after starting out at 66, which was pretty close to the normals. Of course, we're not anywhere near the normals on the rainfall. Again, about an inch below for the month and 7 inches for the year. The rain today has mainly been down to the south and southeastern Oklahoma, generating some showers and thunderstorms down there. We did have a few isolated storms just to our west and in the metro area, but those have now since gone. In fact, looking at a zoomed in picture, you can see there's nothing really out there. There was a shower earlier west of Monette, but that has now dissipated as well. Temperatures are in the upper 80s right now, 86 in Carthage and Lamar, still 90 in Chanute as well as Yates Center right now, so it's still pretty toasty, but the Champion is Sedan with currently 91 degrees. And when you factor in the dew point, it feels like 94 in Yates Center, 92 in Neodesha, as well as Jay. A little bit cooler off to the east, where Stockton, it feels like it's 89 right now, and cooler still in Mount Vernon, where it feels like 87. Rain chances are going to be low for tonight. They might tick up a little bit as we go through the overnight hours, especially out towards the west. And then as we go through tomorrow, we'll still have some scattered to isolated thunderstorms possible in our area. But here's the forecast. You can see those storms tonight will mainly be out towards the west. And by morning, we'll see temperatures in the lower 70s. And then in the afternoon, here comes some scattered showers and storms, mainly in Missouri and Arkansas and north of I-44. But everyone should still make it into the lower 90s. And then as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning, best chance of storms will be down to the south with readings in the 60s northwest, 70s elsewhere. And then on Sunday afternoon, partly cloudy skies with drier air moving in from the north, so it at least will feel more comfortable, but highs should still make it into the lower 90s. And then as we go into Monday morning, really drier air starts to move in, so it will feel more comfortable with lows in the 60s across the area. Rainfall amounts, not going to be all that impressive. Generally on the light side, except for maybe some isolated spots getting underneath one of the stronger storms, and the best chance of that will be off towards the east. Looking at the upper level flow pattern, we're going to be under this ridge of high pressure, but it is going to be knocked down a little bit over the weekend with some energy coming up over on top. That's what's causing the shower and thunderstorm chances. But then as we go into the early part of next week, look what happens. The ridge comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance, with temperatures getting close to 100 degrees as we go into the middle part of the week. In fact, here's a look at the forecast. 40% chance of storms tomorrow, 20% on Sunday. Cooler, if you call 89 cooler, on Monday. And then look at 99 on Thursday. And then we get maybe some more storms next weekend and a little bit cooler.
And hopefully we can hit on all those storms. I don't know if...
Me too.
Yeah, because with us dealing with the drought situation, hopefully each of those days it's on there, we can get just a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go to make up. Yep.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Sam. John Dale joins us now. The Cardinals are off today, but we have a special weekend in front of them.
Yeah, they most certainly do. They're playing in the MLB London Series against the Cubs tomorrow and Sunday. Stay tuned for more info on what that means. And the Midwest Mustangs are back in action this afternoon and evening. We've got highlights and a lot more coming up after the break. Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. The Midwest Mustangs are an 18 and under travel baseball team composed of 12 local high schoolers and recent high school graduates, 6 of which are going to be playing in the MIAA next year. They're competing for a spot in the Connie Mack World Series next month. Mustangs began qualifying play with a loss last night, but have 2 more contests in pool play today. So we start things off today at Joe Becker Stadium in Joplin. Mustangs taking on the Springfield Aces. In the top of the first, they get things going right away. Cy Darnell with a line shot into the outfield causes a lot of problems out there, so Logan Myers scores easily. In behind him, Alex Custer slides safely at the plate. The 2-run single puts the Mustangs up 2-0 early. We move ahead to the 3rd inning, same score. Mustangs still on top, and then Colt Ungehauer stretches the lead, gets a good piece of that one, almost sends it out, bounces off the fence. Myers comes around to score again. Mustangs take a 3-0 lead off the RBI double. Later in the game, Mustangs leading 7-0. Ungehauer goes right back to the same spot where he went earlier. This time, 2 runs come in to score. Mustangs extend their lead to 9-0. And on the pitching side of it, Logan Myers was great on the mound, gets a couple of strikeouts looking in the 2nd and the 5th. Mustangs dominate from start to finish. They win it 10-0 over Springfield. Over to the Outlaws. They're on the road once again tonight, as they have been all week. Enemy territory has been pretty nice to Joplin so far, though. After dropping the first 2 games of the week, the Outlaws have won 4 in a row, breathing new life into the team. Tonight they play the Carroll Merchants for the 2nd time in as many days. First pitch just moments away. A few good signs for the Outlaws entering tonight, one being they've kept opponents to 3 runs or fewer during their win streak. And then on the other side, the Merchants have scored 3 runs or fewer in every one of their games this past week. I'll keep you updated on this one and have the final score along with all the stories from it coming up at 10. In Major League Baseball, the Royals pulled off one of the biggest shockers of the year last night, Kansas City, and its second from the worst record, took down the best team in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays. They did so by getting to the bullpen, scoring 4 runs in the last 3 innings. And today, KC trying to run it back on the road once again in Tampa. This one just getting started. Second inning, score is 1-0 Kansas City. Keep in mind, though, last night I was telling you how the Rays had the perfect start and the game was going according to script. So tonight, you never know what the rest of the contest holds. We'll keep you updated on this one as well throughout the night. Lastly, Cardinals off today after being off yesterday as well, but that's because St. Louis is across the pond right now, taking part in this year's MLB London Series. Redbirds playing their arch rival, the Chicago Cubs, tomorrow and Sunday. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said this is a rivalry he wanted to showcase to the international audience.
All of us at Major League Baseball are thrilled to be back in London. We had a great trip with the Yankees and the Red Sox in 2019, and are really excited to bring another of Major League Baseball's great rivalries, the Cubs and the Cardinals, to London.
Yeah, so pretty cool, situation where you not only have the international fans that are seeing baseball for the first time in a while, but you also have a ton of Cardinals and Cubs fans from here that have flown over to see the game.
Really? That's awesome. I remember last football season, it was Northwestern and Nebraska. They played in Ireland.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see that North American sports are getting over to Europe and overseas and expanding the game.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you, John. That's it for sports. A goodbye to our viewers next. For those of you that may not know, today is my last day at KOAM. And boy, it's been a ride. I started working at KOAM less than 1 month after my last football game at Missouri Southern as a quarterback in December of 2021. My first day, I walked into the newsroom and I wasn't sure what to expect. I soon learned the importance of the job that is working in news, how our viewers rely and depend on us for integral and accurate storytelling, and how you guys all look to us for entertainment, and how you guys inviting us into your homes every morning, afternoon, and evening is an honor and privilege. And I want to thank all of you at home, our viewers, for taking me in, allowing me to learn and grow, and letting me tell and share your stories. And to my coworkers, you all have impacted me in ways that you'll never know. There's a lot of names that I have to thank over my time here, and just hold tight, it's going to be a little long. Dow, Jacob, Doug, Chris, Michael Hayslip, Tanya, Amber, Danny, Sam, and everyone else on there. It's been a pleasure working, learning, and befriending all of you. And to those of you that are behind the scenes that are just as important to those that are on the camera, Dobbs, Jake, Stacy, Malik, friends, Kale, Britt, Steph, Dylan, Ron, Andre, Courtney, the Paytons, and most importantly, Helen, our secretary that graciously makes us popcorn every day. And to those of you that weren't pictured or named, you know who you are. Thank you to everyone, and I mean everyone, that has been a part of my journey here at KOAM. I'll cherish all the memories and laughs, all the conversations, and everything else in between. I will love and miss you all.
I think I got something in my eye.
No.
No, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast. You were with me very early on in my anchoring, and you've been with me here at the end, and I appreciate my time with both of you. But let's not get too sad. What do we have in weather?
We have some hot weather to talk about, that's for sure, as we head towards the weekend. Scattered showers and storms on Saturday, and then look at Thursday, 99. I just couldn't bring myself to say 100, but wouldn't be surprised if some folks actually touch the century mark, but then cooler next weekend.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for that, but John, what else do you have for us in sports?
Outlaws and Mustangs, both in action tonight. We'll keep you updated on those scores.
Well, sounds good. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.